Good morning, fellow viewers across the globe, those who are watching me on the ACN television in Ground Zero, in Motherland Africa, in Biafra land, in our refugee camp, as well as in the diaspora. I want to welcome you once again for a new show under a production of the No Conny Talk show. Me, your host, Capo Daniel. This episode is titled Looking into the Mirror. For this show, we will begin look into the mirror for show una, in particularly the Ambazonian people, the truth with the enemy, the occupier, the colonizer, the annexator, La République du Cameroon, he done the hide them for una for a very long time. The fix is in, as well as the result, the report card is out. So, ladies and gentlemen, usually for this show, we always start with the music, but today I will take an exception for start this show with a video of a boy, a young boy that just in many way captured the spirit of Ambazonia. And then after that, I'm going to go right into the presentation of today. I want to welcome those who did watch me for YouTube. I want to greet you, Mr. John, and many other people, Mr. Isaiah in Canada, and many other people who usually followed me. And I'll get back to that. So, as usual, we start with something to entertain people and warm your seat while you watch me wherever in your mobile device, in your laptop, in iPad. Welcome.
Carry it. Carry it. Come. Ambazonian Bobo. Carry
Hey,
it. Wow. Ambazonian Bobo. International. Small picking no day for Ambazonian. Any small picking get power. Ambazonian Bobo.
hey, Ambazonian Bobo, the spirit of resilience, the spirit of never giving up of life. When there is life, there is hope. There is always hope, and we should always strive to be better. We can do better. In Africa, when you look across the continent, there is suffering, there is famine, there is pain, and there is glimpse of hope. And the spirit of this child today, I just want you, as you are watching me wherever you are, to know that there is hope, and we are fighting a battle of our lifetime, not just to survive, not just to live a life to exist and survive, but that the millions of our people who have been stripped of all their dignity and all their right could have a chance once more to live in a country they can call theirs, speak in languages they can call theirs, set up a legislation and a government system that truly reflects their own political ambition, where every man, every son and daughter will be equal in front of the law, where people can go to the court to seek for justice without paying money, where you will not need to thank a government for doing their job of providing public service. Ladies and gentlemen, you are all welcome wherever you are. I want to thank one of my pa, they call Pa Benjamin in Canada. Is a tough man, and he calls me every time he's my own countryman. I want to take this time to greet him and to welcome all the televiewers on ACN and those who watch me on the Facebook page and YouTube of ACN and on my YouTube page. Please subscribe if you have not, and please bear with the advertisers because I'm trying to use the YouTube channel also to supplement the internet bill and other costs that we have to sacrifice to get this thing running. I want to particularly thank all the Ambazonian Defense Forces and the sister forces and all those patriots who have stood up in ground zero to fight and defend homeland, to give a chance to our country to be able to be free. I want to thank those who are supporting as well and those who are resisting through the ghost town, and to continue to encourage you to hold grass. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once more. We are getting now into our show. I want to welcome you again. I am Capo Daniel, the Ambazonian Defense Forces Deputy Defense Chief, aka Sense Pass King. Lukong, una own countryman. Na me, I talk the language of the people boldly and with pride. And I want for tell every countryman, every man from Ambazonia, where you get sense, but because you need to talk good English like the British people, like our colonizer, people that they undermine you, that they suppress you, the people where they come for abroad, where they don't travel, they can't make, let's say, they don't see some civilization where it pass our own. For encourage una for tell una say, yes, you are sense pass king, You are my countryman. We are all in this together. This land, homeland, wey in our country, we need to take am back. We need to make say the people the way they go dey represent the government for this our country. E no go be na people the way dem comot for outside, wey dem go learn for outside, but e go be na una wey una don go through the day to day life. Una don learn from una daily experience. Una know the things the way una need am, and the type of leadership wey una need am. Una go develop una own knowledge. We go import knowledge and learn also for develop like the Chinese people and many other people wey they don develop. They no develop because say all dem travel abroad. Dem develop because dem build on their indigenous knowledge. Dem build on their local resources, both human and natural resources. So, ladies and gentlemen, una welcome. That was my introduction. As una know, we also dey for an emancipation campaign. So it's very important for me to always start my show by reminding ourselves about what this thing is all about. Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to bring you what I term looking into the mirror. The World Bank Organization, it then released a report, an in-depth report. The primary purpose of that report is to advise the international financial system on loans, on giving money to La République du Cameroon. This type of report, it dey like the report where bank it get am, it gather information when you want give loan for people them. So now a very, very robust and truthful reflection of the reality on the ground. The Cameroon government, the NGOs, research centers, universities, pastors, all sorts of different enterprises collaborated with the World Bank so that they can have an accurate image of that country in front of those who donate money to rebuild the war. So it is accurate and there is no reason for anybody to doubt. It is not meant for politics, it is meant for accounting. So this report is accurate. If you had any doubt for previous reports, I think no reasonable person will have any objection to the statements and the conclusion of this report made by the World Bank. Study it, learn it for your own self. I believe in empowering our people with knowledge, not keeping everything to myself and being trying to become a superior person over you, like we have learned and we have seen from those who have colonized us and those who represent those people who colonized us. So I've shared those images. If you don't have access to that particular document, contact me on my WhatsApp here. I'm going to provide the document for you because your opinion matter. You need to be empowered. You are the boss. You, the people, are the boss. We are here to serve. We are just a means to serve you. We have carried that mantle upon ourselves. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to look into the mirror, a reflection as seen in this report by the World Bank. But before we do that, there are also some very important issues I want to bring to you that is going to set the stage for you to understand and make meaning of this knowledge. Because knowledge without meaning, information without meaning, is no use to you. So I want to take you guys, fellow viewers, because I acknowledge we have viewers from Sierra Leone, across Africa, from South Africa, even in Canada, we have people that view us across the globe, not just Ambazonian and Biafrans. So for Africans who are also watching me, for Ambazonian who are also watching me, I want to take you to the reality of what life is for people in French Cameroon. It reflects the life of many Africans, but this is a journey, an increasing journey. We are seeing the migration of Francophones. I call them Francophones because they are French-speaking Cameroonians who are taking the risk, abandoning their families back home to travel across the desert to seek for greener pastures in Europe. Many of them die on their way, but this is a reflection of the reality of this country that the people of the British Southern Cameroon wants to separate from. So these videos are videos that are collected from social media. I've been lucky to talk to some of the asylum seekers in Libya and some in Cyprus who are in this journey to run away from Africa. Majority of them running away from poverty and failed states where they don't have any dignity. There is no possibility for them to emerge and live a dignified life because of economic deprivation. They are living a life of destitution in those countries. Remember, Cameroon is one of those countries that failed the war of independence. The UPC in Cameroon battled the French government for independence and they lost the war. What you have today as the government of Cameroon was constituted by Charles de Gaulle, a racist French leader who seek to impose on the Cameroon people a puppet regime to manage the country for French interests. The government of Cameroon has never won any elections. This is a puppet government that represents the new colonialism of France in Africa. It is the best of what France has in Africa. The people of that country are stripped of every human right. It is a regime of the Gulag. It is a regime of the torturer of the French government. Now, recently, we are now seeing that the minority people of the Douala, a resilient people in that country, the Bamilekis, are now running away from that country. The people of the southern Cameroon have gone through that phase. My generation is part of that generation that ran away to abroad because we could find no possibility of making it home. Some of us ran because of political persecution, but the vast majority of the southern Cameroon people who left that country was because of economic deprivation and denial of political participation in that country. So watch this video of this woman. So this now a video for Douala people them. Una fit see the one at Douala people them. Cameroon, it don't be a regime like the French government it do for Rwanda, where you get the divide and rule, get a tribe where they will build confidence and hand power and military power and political power to dominate and rule that country on behalf of the French government, marginalizing people with the belief that if they lost power, they are going to lose wealth. Because of that, they become ruthless. They become merciless to their own people, to the extent that we have seen a genocide in Rwanda. The same thing is happening in Cameroon. The Douala people have been marginalized as well as the Bamileke people. And now we are seeing their own citizens run. First time, we in the 90s, you could never see a Francophone, a French Cameroonian traveling abroad to seek for asylum, traveling through this means. But now we are seeing the people from Douala. So these are people, majority of them from Douala, running away from poverty, trying to reach the
Ils sont désert, père. On est comme ça en train de choquer le désert. On choque le désert, mon frère.
So these ones are Cameroonians, French Cameroonians, 90% of them. 90% of them from Douala, running away from poverty, failed government, lack of opportunity, lack of political participation because they cannot even vote for their own elected members. All elections have been predetermined. This is the result of this bad, barbaric government of Cameroon. So these people, they don't come for desert and they don't stop for desert because some of them don't be tired. Some of them don't die on the way. Women, we then get picking them back for home. When I listen for them, wait till they talk.
Un conseil, ne faites pas ce que nous faisons. Ouais. Un conseil, on est là au désert. On ne peut pas dire à quelqu'un de courir le risque là. On ne peut pas dire à quelqu'un de courir le risque là.
So they talk say some of their people that are already died. One of the women where he did for ground for day. May I bring the woman a picture again? Where the woman end up for die.
Un conseil, ne faites pas ce que nous
The
faisons.
woman this.
Un conseil, ne faites pas ce que...
So this woman also where he be the sell for market for Douala. He too either abandon his family, he picking them. Now the woman the ID card that. Now Cameroonian citizen from Douala. They abandon everything because they no fit survive. They no fit live with dignity for that country because of poverty. A small group of Bulu Beti tribe men, they don't take hold of that country, enriching themselves, becoming billionaires. They spend their times in Dubai, France, while the people in that country, they suffer. The Secretary of State in that country every single day is being disbursed from the Parliament of Cameroon, 1 million CFA for fuel alone. When I don't get the documents and everything. So this woman, where they amongst them, they ran tired for inside desert. I want me gonna walk through this story so that when I go know the need why some of us will stand for speak up, make Africans, make people then rise up to take back their country from this colonial system. Not just Ambazonians, including French Cameroonians. Watch the other video of they don't stay for there for a couple of days so that made them regain their strength. Unfortunately, they know if they regain their strength and they end up for leave this place, abandon this woman for the woman for die.
Voilà notre sœur camerounaise, nous sommes quittés à Douala depuis le 20 juin 2021. Nous sommes arrivés, ça fait 4 jours. Ça fait 4 jours, nous sommes coincés au désert à cause d'elle. Nous sommes dépassés, on ne sait pas quoi faire. Nous sommes à une quarantaine de personnes. Et nous ne pouvons pas risquer notre vie, 40 personnes rien que pour elle. Voilà le 5e jour que nous sommes toujours coincés pour elle. On va lui laisser, que Dieu nous pardonne, on demande pardon à Dieu. On ne peut pas risquer tout 40 vies pour une personne. Kadis, au Kolonenji. Son petit frère s'appelle Junior. On ne sait pas, on ne connaît pas le bon nom de.
So, this woman, her husband, it looked like from the narrative for the video, this woman is married to a colonel. It may be like the second wife or something, but it looks like the husband did abandon him. A colonel in the military. When around here, they named the brother for the woman. He come from a good background. People like that, with people in the military, they are suffering so much where they need to take risk. According to which way they talk, in case you need to hear French, they don't stay for this particular spot for 5 days because the woman is tired enough to work. They don't get enough water, they don't get enough food for survive. So they need to abandon this woman for die for desert because of lack of water. They cannot help her. The other video one of it show because it be too graphic. They carry the woman in their body for go bury and for sun for under sun. Wind go come blow that sun, expose the dead body for animal then for chop it their body. This is the state of Cameroon. This is the state of French Cameroonians. Despite all the riches that God has given them, this is the reality of their own citizens. And this is the reason why we, the people of the British Southern Cameroon, we cannot accept to be with these people who want us to go and join a country that has this level of poverty. Not because of any lack of benediction from God. They have everything to survive. But because they are a colonial system being run by a 86-year-old dictator and nobody can do anything about him. Who wants to go to be in Cameroon? These are Douala, a minority people in that country. Resilient people. These are the people who owns Douala, the economic country, the capital of Cameroon. Then think about those people from Southern Cameroon that are being exploited. If the people of Douala, who have all the constitutional right in that country, can live like this and die like this. Make a take una again for show now the other video they already get them from the people that were there for Libya of what is actually happening to Africans and Cameroonians in particular who are there trying to run away from poverty and destitution. So these other videos are from the sea. Because when they travel all this way, they go through the desert, they pass through the scorpion, the poverty, kidnappers, and all these things. These are other videos. Make I play these other videos. Because of lack of title, I didn't title it well. So forgive me, I'll take a while to locate the file in my computer. So these are other videos that have also emerged from this area. In this video, okay, this one.
C'est Dieu qui les a choisis.
So the other video I cannot locate. You see these women, these Africans, where they don't succeed. Few of them don't die on the way. for pass through desert, then go for Libya. From Libya, Morocco, they go try for swim through water, go for Europe. Most of them die on the way. They then be rescued. This particular group of people, where they rescue them, then choose for rescue only 3 women. Along the other side for the body, now because one of the women, it became then die, it float for water. The other video, them unfortunately, I don't feel locate them properly from my computer, but look at it. They tell the people and say your crying don't mean anything. You don't say it means it's useless for you to cry. In the background, you will see other men. This happened just few weeks ago. According to the information we are having, there were about 50-something of them Africans running to reach in Europe. All of them drowned and died. They just rescued 3 of them. The boys and all the men were allowed to drown and died.
وهذاكم شنو هذاك بالبيدونه
So look at the men begging.
خاصنا غير يتشمعوا علينا
So the other people are begging to be saved. They are drowning in water. If you watch the other video that I cannot locate, the women were crying and said, "Give us water to drink." They just wanted water to test water. They have been in the water floating. They have the jacket, life jacket. It was for no use for them. For days and days they are floating to die of hunger. Oh, what type of way will you imagine these people are going to die like that? These are men. All of them will die. They just abandon them there. You can hear the person in the boat saying, "Only women. We are saving only women." And all of them are allowed to die. This is the reality in Africa. Human death. Millions are dying every day in Africa. Not because God has not given them land to cultivate. Because all the resources, the capital that could make life worth living in their country has been taken away by their government, put in private pockets to enrich European states. This is the fate of French Cameroonians. We, the people of Southern Cameroon, educated as we are, open-minded as we are, we have come into a false union with these people. We will not allow our children or any generation to suffer like the Douala people are suffering in Cameroon. We will not allow our women to abandon, to take the risk to put their children in the water. Some of the women, they go to Libya, they become pregnant because they think if they carry the baby, and once they arrive in Europe, they cannot deport them. They will have, because of those children, they will have a way to survive. Can you imagine life dignity stripped away? People living in destitution so much that they will decide to go that low. Look at what is happening in Myanmar. The Rohingya Muslims, they have lost their home because they failed to win for their survival. What is happening in Cameroon is because the country lost a war for their independence. They remain colonized. They are so-called independent, so-called democratic elections, just tool of colonialism. Because of the killing of our people by this regime in Yaoundé, the bridge is broken. We have to come out of this quagmire, this nightmare of a country. We will be better off eating corn and granite in a country where we are free. We will be better off. So, ladies and gentlemen, with the backdrop of what life is for Cameroonian, I want you to have that in mind as we get into this presentation. The World Bank recently have released a report as Aranteona. Why I need to do this thing again? Because even when Dr. Cho Ayaba speaks in fluent British Standard English, professors in the United States who are teaching in universities will call me and ask me, "Capo Daniel, Ayaba Cho already talk na say wait." So that will tell you the level of communication with pidgin and the power of speaking our own language. We will our own countryman at the talker. So I want make all man for ground zero. Una hear from me. Which way it happen. This report card word one show una. All man figure for internet. You go search World Bank. You put Cameroon. You go see their latest report for this month for June where you pass. They release this month this document. This document are true document because no be document for politics. Na document where they give for advise country the way they support World Bank for loan money so they write it be accurate. They collect the data they ran put for under the prefix how they get the information. The research institute the way they provide those information. The United Nations the Cameroon government too they investigate from Ambazonia their discussion them on social media. Their supplication them for other organizations for the United Nations, the UNHCR report, Nigerian government report, church people their report, all kind of report, independent observers their report, international bodies their own report, human rights then gather all things comprehensively for advise their donors and their institutions. So I make a video on how I open the file from my phone. So that even if you foolish, sute you say you go know say this thing will they do no be propaganda. The enemy for a long time, he done sow confusion by making counter claims. So that in the midst of these counter claims, the people are confused. They don't know what to believe. Sometimes they can't lie when I say I have actually work for La Republique, ADF to work for La Republique, Capo Daniel to work for La Republique, all those lies. But you can say those things, but you can never have a proof. So, but for people where they run the toxic Chris Anu and Sako, they fight now for federalism. They fight against those who they fight against federalism. Una know the belief. When we be tell una, when Dr. Nye, the vice president of the governing council of Ambazonia, he tell una say in meetings with international partners, documents sent by Sako and Bo Herbert and many of the people who are in that Swiss thing have shown that they have accepted to and committed to federalism without any guarantee for personal benefits. These documents are there. We have seen them. I have seen some of those documents that have been provided to our SS, the Secretary of State. But because of the nature of diplomacy, those things cannot be made public. So we done the talking for a long time. Not only this, the behavior of Chris Anu and Sako, their actions and influence points to the same. So nobody can dispute. Just like you lack proof. Finally, let us watch this video of the document released by the World Bank. So that everybody for ground zero, all our mommy them, our papa, they all not watch me for television. When I go know for true say, no be lie where they talk no be just about corruption, but Chris Anu and Sako they not accept for work for federalism. And a wider way they cause confusion. Now wider way they attack ADF. I go play the video. Make una watch the document. Me some man way he talk say he no know how to read or he no like it for read. Me he no talk say get excuse. So I don't make up a video way and I go talk for una make una hear for una own language. So now for this video now for my phone. Me una see I'm very well. Now my phone this so what I record them how I open the page so that me gonna see how they open them so it go come up for the place. Una read them with una own eye. Which way they talk. Now my phone this it go una see them. Now the document that you scroll for down the document for internet, you go see the full report, complete report. It for PDF file, you open them, you go see the page. You go down to for page, I think at page 24. Yes, for day. You go for day, you go see place where they talk about the various group them for Ambazonia, where they fight about this Ambazonia war. You open them, you go see which way it talk for day. For this page for day, it talk clearly. Now it is so my person for here. It talk about the various group them. It talks basically na two group them day. Two major group. The same thing we done talking for una way day. The IG group and the Ambazonia Governing Council, where they call them AGC for this document. It talk about how this group they function. When I watch and see, it go for down, it go show now which way we done the talk for very long time. See? He said the IG group their leader them privately they dey support federalism. You know wetin e mean? E no just talk say they don commit for federalism, they dey support federalism. Wetin wey una need for understand, fellow Ambazonians, na say when war dey go on, e no be abnormal say the state party, as they dey call am for the international system, the Cameroon government, e go approach the various factions dem for make offer for them as a means for discredit them or as a means for undermine them and for destroy the struggle. For many other conflict them, the government too go can talk say, okay, we wan negotiate with you, they'll contact you for back with the main purpose for sow discord, for destroy the struggle. So I want to make una know say all possibility then this, so that mean all man know say we need to talk because we want criticize. But this one are just the truth word and they talk for a long time. Me say self the Cameroon government, it don't contact me, then try for bribe me. They be try say I can't attend the national dialogue, I deny. I ask and say, why would they call me for invite me as an activist? I get leader them. Now my leader then supposed to can't talk for me, say Capo Daniel go no be una. The money where they go and bribe me at deny. And I also release the leaked audio how the Cameroon government official way to work for the presidency. Then contact me, they offer 500 million. So that I try to spoil the struggle, I try to convince Ayabacho and all those things them. I deny them and I suit me I record the audio them, I release and me all man sabi. So that when we talk, say that they bribe people them to do things, me people then know say not true. So Nasiam, Sako and the IG group for under Sako, they don't accept, commit for federalism already, privately. It not be normal, say any person where it genuinely fight for independence, go accept something or make concession privately because there is no guarantee. Privately means say for back. Before you want make back arrangement, it means say they don't give your own money. That means say you don't even care about the soldier the way they fight. You dey come for public, they deceive people and say you dey fight for independence. But for Babak, you dey support na federalism. Now the reason that way they want key ADF. Now the reason that way they ban ADF, they talk me so that they go key ADF. And now the reason that way the ADF, you know, if you do the same, because if you really fight for the people them, how you go do the talk me your own brother then go kill your own brother then? Unless say for self-defense where you don't be pushed to the war, then you need to defend yourself. Because even for La Republic, we fight now for defend ourselves. So if you talk say we'll fight for defend ourselves for external forces, then when it comes for internal forces, we will allow them to kiwi. No. So my people, then they took this way when they see them, they report card this, looking the mirror into your eye. So those way that they talk say maybe we'll go join with Sako or with the IG, with the talk so no fit. Now because how you go join with man where they fight for different thing, they pretend say they fight for something. Unless you say you don't decide say you want to go join in for fight for that thing. Sako they fight for federalism. Now why that they use the word restoration force every time? Restoration means say return back to federation. It be clear for everybody by their actions. They can't lie, the toxic Ambazonia ADF, they talk with La Republic. When at themselves, they talk with La Republic. When I don't see all these things them. These people they not even first be no be people they first get hard for work, not be hard working, a lazy set of lazy people where they don't see this revolution like a way for them to make easy riches. Chris Ano, as we know, I don't meet Toby personally, I don't see. When I feel imagine a bushfall away come from Nigeria, he no get money for buy lunch. Even though that person pay a air ticket. Now how poor Chris Ano it be for a life. Now people the way they rely on welfare for America for survive. Sako included. Before Sako come out Cameroon, it be na 419. Now person will be do 419. A victim then they, including my own cousin, where be there for that group for people the way Sako take money for them, say he go make them, he don't get NGO way to work with you and for make the refine nest them. Gather money for hundreds of people, don't play the videos, the audio them when I hear how people they confess say the man na man will be in a 419 pastor. Even as a pastor, he go for church, credit union, bank for Kumbade, embezzle money for the one carry go for court, he take the money, make visa run go for America. So we no go expect a lot from that man. Now why that way they lie shamelessly, lying every day. So make all man know, say Sako and Chris Anu, their group, that IG group, They don't accept privately for federation. So any soldier where you go align yourself under them, no say you support na federalism, even if you intend to fight for independence. But the fact say you stand the talk say you do ye, you give them power for go represent you. They go to represent you now for fight for federalism. Now why that way they fight against the ADF. Then they talk about the complain say ADF that meet up this Switzerland. Wait. No be say they don't know. I go play una. Tape where some person he tape am. That way Chris Anu they begin meeting where they don't go come back for Switzerland. He confess say they know say na Cameroon government it is send money for them for Switzerland. For that group where they go for Switzerland for go talk na Cameroon government it is send money for back through the HD. Me can meet up them for day. Make a look the video I play a make una hear Chris Anu he own talk where he says he talk and for the audio. It'll be difficult for me for look at because I never take time for arrange the presentation very well. But make una be patient a little bit. Una go hear from Chris Anu he own up how he go talk am. If it be difficult, I'll play am from my mobile phone. If it be difficult for me to get the video. So that make una see, una hear with una own ear from Chris Anu he up. He talk and una hear.
Concrete information that La Republic was passing through the Swiss government. So essentially, those groups in Switzerland and Belgium were being paid by La Republic.
So,
and pretend as if they are neutral mediators.
So now Chris Anu he voice away then record them when they begin Zoom meeting, where they talk for the people and say so if we been a Cameroon government it pass through Switzerland for pay money for the NGO them for Switzerland and for Belgium where they be contact them. So that mean them go back for federalism. Now Chris Anu be the talk. So you know mean I say he no be no. He know very well. But then see choose for do am because them be corrupted, they do am for personal benefit. How did they want do am? They work with the Cameroon government for try for bring this war for place where they go make negotiation because they know say so long as the ADF they resist, they insist they want only independence, they know if succeed for do it way, they want do am. Make una hear how Akwanga it talk, how did that meet up La Republique du Cameroon for talk about how they go do the negotiation.
I had a meeting on how to mitigate this struggle and bring both sides to the negotiating table with Mr. Eko.
So now Ebenezer Akwanga this, one of the people the way Sakobi can give you this their deal. He talk say they don't meet up Eko. Eko now they head for Cameroon intelligence for the presidency. They don't advise them on how they fit bring this war to an end so that they fit go negotiate for federalism. And now how did they do them? For ban ADF, for try for kill ADF, for no make ADF be the dominant force on the ground because the dominant force go get more influence to determine the outcome of the struggle. So now the way to that they do them. Even Colonel Bankoe when I hear.
Those who were in that meeting know what happened in that meeting.
So he talk about the meeting. Those who were in that meeting, when I know the team Ambazonia, where they call on team Ambazonia, he, Sako, Bohebet, and all those people. Now the people in that way they be there for that meeting when I listen.
At Trump Hotel, when everybody was escaping that he has come with poison, he's going to kill people. I met with him. I have it recorded. When everybody was escaping that he has come with poison, Banqui.
So now here.
Meeting with Colonel Banqui.
So now Akwanga this, the talk either meet up with Colonel Banqui, either meet up with Eko, the intelligence head for Cameroon intelligence service for presidency, either met with the Colonel Banqui, he be in charge of the task force where they work with General Nka for work identify Ambazonian forces them for kill them. Now for their own mob una the year. Una don't see document from the World Bank. Una feel no say these people them they don't compromise the independent cause in favor of federalism without any justification. Mainly because they are motivated for private personal benefit and for political relevance. Most of them Kwanga owner say if one be the leader. If no be he be the leader, he go prefer for even sell the country than for allow Ayabacho for succeed. Ladies and gentlemen, their action them, they don't reverse a lot of gains. The European Institute of Peace, where the Ambazonia Governing Council with UNPOL be done lobby the European Union. Then get for we they don't spoil them because of these people. Our independence is attainable. It be compromised only by people who are here for personal benefit. These same people them, they go want make you doubt Ayaba Cho. When I remember Abidanj put on a video of Dr. Cho Ayaba as a young man where the campaign for inside Europe be arrested by the German authorities for standing up for Ambazonia. He's a credible leader, somebody we all we feel rally behind him.
We are here today in Berlin to ask the German government to take
this one na the Moses of our time, once in a lifetime leader. Right from the beginning of this struggle, his strategies, his roadmap, it don't be proper. His well articulation and understanding of the international system, an asset for us as a people. If you really want independence for Ambazonia, there is no alternative. If there was somebody that we don't know, that person, if he could not arrive during this period, that person is too late. Anybody wey no fit put it back behind it. Una don't hear all type of lies wey they try for use and for divert our people them. Me they no focus for places salvation day. They talk about ADF, say ADF they no be qualified. Even the other factions they don't join into it. I want to remind una who the ADF and their people in the Ambazonia Governing Council we would work for fight for our independence. We will understand who these people are. They wanna shake hands with them with Benedict Kwa, where they are abandoned diaspora, go for ground zero for go prepare, train boys them for be able to defend our country because they be no say Cameroon will come declare war against we. The video then long, it plenty. I know if you get time for show now all but una know say these people them they know they can't take advantage for don't look group them for picking the way they don't gotta start pay them. But then train our forces, then train our boys right from scratch. I'll show now ADF how they train the boys them for prepare them as the war start for set up the self-defense them.
Shoot! Oh man, down.
So now the things in this way the ADF they do them, setting up self-defense group to defend villages, defend their block by block, neighborhood by neighborhood. These are the pioneers of most of the fighters in the ground. These are the group that have inspired our youths to be able to defend themselves and believe in their own ability to liberate their homeland. All across our territory, we don't see how they do them. Even for Gozang, when I remember for Gozang, I bring the videos for remind ourselves again before the one draw, take una for the final presentation.
I told them, I send enough for you so. When I know say we get problem for Gram Zero here. I meet this, but tomorrow for Guzan. We get problem for here. General Commander, look, I seize all my weapons them about 20 something promotion. When I sit in the way, we get her now. Now I mean they did the church for Kam Guzan any day. They the church for Kam. Now just say that the fear I like they for not enter. They know say I don't do them. They for not enter. When I know try for solve the matter, make I mean they do arrive for them. When I talk say, me I talk say say I need work for AGF General Commando. Me I be my general for waiting.
So they be done already start with forces, then we would then set them up. The ADF then set them up for ground zero. For begin to bribe them, for force them, say me then deny that ADF. Because they be then be infiltrated by people the way they want to use them for suppress the voice for nationalism. Now Gozang this eventually, the same people that can't talk say na they for Gozang today. Now they use them this way they will fight for Gozang. With ADF, he can empower them, he can train them, he can support them and continue to do so. All across our national territory to confuse the mind of our people, for tell them say that same ADF it work for now for La Republic. So this one might show this other video. Maybe when I get them very well.
One for all. No retreat. No retreat, no surrender.
Now smaller than this. Now the people in this for the Atlantic state, for Fako, Meme, Ndian, Ekondo Titi, and all those places them.
So me as a stand up for here, I know say I come on Nigeria. I be go Nigeria for this struggle. I don't go come back. I think about my village. So I come now say me I come meet up my own brother, fellow brother them, the village. So that if you join it. I dey here say no to my grandfather in palace. So I dey here with all my blood, all my sweat, who I don't sweat for this struggle. Yes. So I dey see I say I dey tell all my fellow brother they will join me today.
So the ADF, it be a well set up organization with a national agenda, a nationalist movement. We train the boys, we recruit them, we give them the oath and the code of conduct to respect human rights and live up to the Geneva Convention while defending their bloc, defending the country with the ultimate goal to liberate our homeland. Our strategy then put into consideration the economic factor when a big part for our consideration. It be well thought of. Like the public knows say will give Ambazonian people them the best chance for them to liberate themselves. I will play this last video because the video then over just plenty for me for recount for now. Which way the ADF be, which way the ADF they do. But I think say it be important for me for bring these things then for now make una see 'em. This other video now for pinning how General Efang e go for give weapons for the soldier there for pinning. This is the beginning of most of those fighters on the see today for pinning. These are the fighters there, the pioneer for those fighters there.
Now we will begin with the top. We will make this video that because we there for middle water and we will not no side will follow. And now we don't make our decision. We'll be there for opinion, so no, we'll not get no big man. We will fit talk say in our parties. But now we will get for make our decision. But now we don't make our decision, say we are par now general big number when our ADF.
So all across our national territory, we then regroup people, mobilize forces with the hope for liberate Ambazonia. These corrupt individuals, where they don't make understanding and engagement with Mr. Pobia, they don't try for handicap we, for destroy we, for stop collaboration, instigate insider attacks, hate speech against the Ambazonia Defense Force with the hope, say, they go end up for destroy we. The ADF, the Ambazonia Governing Council are people who are uncorruptible. These are individuals who understand the stake. I want to play with make una know the people the way they behind the Ambazonia Governing Council. This is our OGC, our overall coordinator, Mama Wali. I want to play this video, make una know who this woman be. And una go know the type of people the way they mount the organization. Because an organization itself is a reflection of the people that mounts it.
She was more than the word dynamic and sociable. Even the cripples who happened to be around the church premises that day were fed heavily. And apart from the feeding, she even attempted to listen to their problems and give them some financial support. I could even listen to some of them whispering to each other that even her nature seems like Mother Teresa.
That one, a documentary about the life of Mama Wali, one of our biggest supporter and a member, a top official of the ADF, is made up of patriots like this. You have heard of Sheikh Harvey, where abandon the family, go stay for ground zero for inside bush for 3 months, for train soldiers and for be disciplined, for respect human rights, and for be able to liberate our homeland. Benedictwa, General Mba Ivo. The list go on and on. Lucas also a national church, a coach. All of us. When I see my video them for doing humanitarian work on the ground in Gozang, not my village. I went there in Gozang, stayed with orphans, children who have been abandoned by parents who have died of AIDS. We are selfless individuals. We are people who have a track record in our life for standing up for the poor, for fighting for the right of those who cannot fight for themselves, to give a voice to the voiceless. We are people who are incorruptible. We are the ones that this generation have been waiting for, to liberate Ambazonia. It is high time, now that you have known the truth. You have seen images of how Cameroon have become. Even the people of Douala, they have no place in that country. They are in a state of destitution, that their women have to go and die in the desert. Their women have to drown and die in the seas, escaping that hellhole of a country. We have to leave Cameroon. Enough water have gone under the bridge from the killing and assassination of Julius Akum in Bamenda. the torture and humiliation of our lawyers, the banning of our National Assembly, our ability of political participation. We cannot accept to go back where there is no hope, where there is no life, where there is only death and destitution. For us to live with our dignity, we have to fight like everything depends on this war. Failure is not an option. Compromise is not an option. It's resistance forever. All the countries that are developed have gone through the same phases. Freedom is not free. We have to pay the price. It is not convenient. You have to, at this stage, given the information that you have available to you, make the right statement to do your sacred duty to your country by standing with Dr. Cho Ayaba, the ADF, and the Ambazonia Governing Council as the only way for us to be effective to prosecute this liberation struggle. If there was another option, I would welcome it. There is none. It's one in a lifetime chance. If you think you spend your money building a house, a hotel, you are wasting your money, you are wasting your time. You all go, just like the villages that people have been abandoned today. Do you think you are building a house in La Republic will help you? Do you think doing shipping to make business will help you? God has made the season. This is the time for war. This is the time for every Ambazonian to invest in our freedom. If you have never invested in our freedom, and you listen to me, take your phone call Mama Wali, and make a donation towards the war effort. This is the just cause. This is our own crusade. Our men and our women have lined up, taken an oath, make promises to fight for the freedom of Ambazonia, to fight for your freedom, to give our people a chance to live in dignity. Do not fail them. Do not think that it do not concern you. God bless you. I'm Capo Daniel, signing off.